Welcome back to the Huddle Report, where we break down the standout performances and everything you need to know about football. I'm Megan. I have Brian next to me. We have Carson and Colt bringing you the deep dive into NFL Week 1 and College Week 2. Let's kick off with the biggest upsets, break stars, and everything. Let's get into the action, boys.
Amazing fans. There are a few, however, that are misinformed. As a matter of fact, I can think of one that actually posted a comment that said, "In Colt we trust." But anyway, other than that guy, we've got some great fans. Go ahead and tell everyone to subscribe to the Huddle Report. It's going places. I'm talking about right under New Heights podcast. Back to the content.
Let's talk about NFL Week 1. Have a Thursday night's game. The Cowboys and the Eagles. Everyone determined that the Eagles were going to beat the Cowboys, and it looks like they did. So let's break down the Cowboys-Eagles game. Jalen Hurts had 2 rushing touchdowns. I thought he showed off a little. Let's talk about it.
Carson, go.
I'll start off. I hate to say this, but Cowboys impressed me a little bit. They came out and they held us under 100 points.
It is impressive. You're right.
I thought we were going to drop a 100 bomb on them, but they impressed me. Only beat them by 4. Cowboys didn't look bad. Still going to be number 3 in the East, but hey, they look good. Thought Jalen Hurts played his butt off. Like a great top 5 quarterback in the league. Saquon did his job. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith didn't get the love as much with the Rock, but hey, it happens.
Jalen Hurts didn't have any passing touchdowns.
I think it's that Cowboys secondary. That's what it really is. Let's talk about those guys.
He could do it with his legs, so why not do it with your legs? Why not? Run up the fantasy points.
Let's go back to one of the episodes where you guys were talking about the Eagles culture and how they're for the team. So now you're saying Jalen Hurts is just going to take the ball and run?
No, I'm not saying that. He went 19 for 23 in the field. He threw the ball. He gave the love around, just didn't get in the end zone with the fellas. But he carried the ball 14 times and ran 62 yards. You can't complain about it. Just not a in the air type of game. Just had to do it on the legs.
Okay, so what happened? I think you said something about Will Shipley.
Will Shipley is injured, and the Eagles made a fantastic signing. They sent over to Jacksonville some late-round picks, picked up Tank Bigsby, electric player who's going to provide instant spark, instant speed, great backup alternative to Saquon Barkley. Great move, again, by the best team in the NFL. Listen, folks, it doesn't matter that the Cowgirls tried their best to stay up with the Eagles. Listen, what matters is that the Eagles know how to win. They devised a game plan to win, and they executed the game plan in order to win. And therefore, they will continue to win. Jalen Hurts is an unselfish quarterback who does what he has to do in the right situations at the right times to allow his team to win.
Honestly, I was very happy with the Cowboys' performance. I didn't, like Carson said, I felt like they were going to give up 100 points. Obviously lost Micah Parsons, but I'm very proud. I think something to build on. Dak looked amazing. Got to catch the ball in critical moments. But other than that, I think they'll be fine.
CD did drop some very crucial passes that could have made it a more interesting game. Really close game, but just couldn't come up with it when he had to.
I do want to say this, though. The game was really marred by the spit bowl here that occurred at the beginning. Jalen Carter's in that game. Different game.
Big difference.
Dak Carter is difference maker. And so I don't think Dak has the day that he had if Jalen Carter is in that game. Dak is a seasoned veteran. He knew that if he could rile up Jalen Carter, he might get a response, and he did exactly. Jalen Carter made a stupid decision. You don't ever spit on somebody. You let your team down. You disappointed your fans and your coaches. Jalen Carter needs his behind in the game, not in the locker room. He's going to learn from that mistake, get better, mature, and he's going to have an outstanding season. But I'm telling you, Carter in that game, Dak Prescott's not having that game he had.
Great.
The 65-minute weather delay put a hole on maybe the slight momentum that the Cowboys had.
I think it killed everybody, honestly. I think the first 4 possessions, each team scored 2 touchdowns. Then it comes out after that, and it's punt, fumble, punt, field goal. I think it slowed everybody down, which is understandable. They can't run the ball or throw the ball as much when it's raining and everything like that. So I think it's going to be like that for both teams, but still, got to find a way to step up.
The Cowboys unfortunately lost. The Eagles won, but the analysts are saying despite the Eagles win, their inconsistency, they had 9 penalties for 110 yards. To me, yeah, you won the game, but was it a little sloppy? Are there things that could be cleaned up a little? I think so, but I'll keep my comments. I'll get beat up for the Lions game when that's next. Okay, so let's move on from the Eagles-Cowboys game. What do you think was the most surprise, either win or a rookie that shined or an upset win that happened week 1?
I wouldn't say it was really an upset win, but the Ravens and Bills game, absolutely electric. Josh Allen, he might have just did his MVP run. 33 for 46, 394, 2 tuds, 14 carries, 30 yards, 2 tuds. There's not many defenses that are stopping that.
No, it's strong.
And I'm saying that's for the Bills side. Lamar had a great game himself. He went 14 for 19. He had 209 yards and 2 tuds. And then he carried the ball 6 times for 70 yards and a tud. He's right there with them.
With the Ravens having that huge drop by Derrick Henry, that gave Buffalo Bill this oomph that they needed to push in those last 4 minutes. You're right. It was an unbelievable comeback win. I can't remember what the numbers were.
The analytics said there was a 99.1% chance that the Ravens were winning that game at the time juncture of around 4 minutes left in the game, down by 15 points. Somehow the Ravens lost and the Bills won. Josh Allen is unstoppable. Derrick Henry unfortunately fumbled. He had a great game. People.
Yeah, he was insane.
I don't put that game on Derrick Henry. He had 18 carries, 102 yards, and 2 tuds.
For sure.
You can't ask anything else for a running back to do. I'm going to be honest.
You guys remember when he had the ball and he basically just threw up his hand and the defensive player just like flung over? Did you guys see that move? These are
He's a monster.
That's insane.
Savage.
When you watch that Ravens-Bills game, did it feel like it was extra lively, extra like tough? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Watching it was like
great game right there.
It felt like a playoff game week 1, no doubt.
Absolutely, no doubt.
It did. Okay, so let's shift gears. Let's talk about an upset win real quick, because I think what we just said about the Bills-Raven game being so electric, so rough and tough, the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. I am a huge Lions fan. For some reason, I felt like we were asleep.
Yep.
Like, it was like, when I remembered watching that game, and I'm a Lions fan, I was a little bored. There was something off with that game. And then you come to the Ravens-Bills, and it was electrifying. So don't beat me up too bad, but let's talk about the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions, if you guys have anything on that.
I'll say this. I was watching Pat McAfee at lunch today, and he said your exact words. They looked dead.
Yeah.
They didn't have any spunk, any Dan Campbell locker room speech. Let's go bite all these guys' kneecaps off. There wasn't any of that. And I'm not saying the Lions are down, but they did not come out like the Lions should have came out their week 1.
Yeah, it was like the Lions were just struggling to execute. Amara St. Brown, I think, had 1 or 2 like pretty deep catches. But other than that, it was like a running game just kept getting stopped. And it was like Green Bay Packers were just killing us right off the gate. I seriously felt like we were asleep. I was like, what is happening?
I'm interested in Colt's take on the Packers defense and the Lions offense.
I saw a stat the other day that Jared Goff is in 1 without Sean McVay or Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator. If you don't have masterminds, which both of those guys are masterminds on the offensive side of the ball, if you don't have those guys back there, because Jared Goff isn't a Josh Allen, isn't a Lamar Jackson. He can't go make a play on his feet if something goes wrong.
You certainly ain't no Jalen Hurts.
That's right. You need somebody in the offensive coordinator room to know, hey, this is what we're going to do, and this is how we're going to do it. Micah Parsons stepped up, had a sack. Would have been the same way without Micah. They were just ready.
It's very difficult for an NFL quarterback, as skilled and talented as these men are, to adjust to a new offensive coordinator, a new way of calling plays in the huddle, communicating that out. Once you get, like, they had a rhythm and a routine with Ben Johnson calling those plays, and now you're adjusting to a new method and a new way. It's going to take some time. It's a transition.
Okay, but do we think it was the Lions' fall that outshined what could have happened in that game? Or do we really think that Green Bay really super outperformed the Lions? I feel like everyone's looking at the
I don't think it was Green Bay just outperforming them in every way. I think they did some good things, but Detroit's defense is going to be okay. Aiden Hutchinson, first game back after a broken leg. If they can put pressure from a quarterback there, then the defense or the secondary will be able to make some plays and not have to guard receivers for so long. So I think they'll be fine, but you got to give it to Green Bay whenever they do that.
Guys, mark my words. I said this in preseason. The
Pack is back.
are taking a step back. Packers will win this division.
Wow.
Can't argue with you. Can't argue with you.
I can't say anything back to it. I respect it.
The Chiefs are taking a step back too. They're not winning their division.
Okay, when I was looking up the notes today, I saw that a Chargers player slapped Travis Kelce and did not get ejected. I guess Andy Reid was super upset. Do we feel like spitting on someone and slapping someone are really different? Do we think that something happened with the refs where they put a tighter leash on the Eagles with the Jalen Carter?
I think he was just trying to knock some sense into Travis.
I can't say nothing else about that one.
I stopped.
I was about to say he was the Antichrist, but never mind.
That's an old person joke. Okay, so for my surprise,
Taylor Swift is about a 6.
oh my God. My surprise, I don't know if you would say it's an upset win, but the Colts win.
That's a huge surprise. Daniel Jones is huge.
To come in and win, I thought that was pretty good.
I'd love to talk about Danny Dimes. Danny Dimes was bowling. The kid, the wonder kid. He couldn't do it in New York, but he could sure do it in Indianapolis. He went 22 for 29, 272 yards and a tud, and he had 7 carries for 26 yards and 2 tuds.
Wow.
The kid was balling. I know New York's not really happy right now.
Let me tell you what Daniel Jones has in Indianapolis that he didn't have in New York. He has Shane Steichen, one of those brilliant offensive-minded coaches in the NFL.
Yeah.
Guy is a whiz, okay? And so you had a highly intelligent quarterback with a highly intelligent offensive. You've got a recipe for some good improvement on the Colts team.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Colts Dolphin 33-8.
Yeah.
Didn't see that. Yeah, the Dolphins are in trouble. Their coach is in trouble. Tua makes in trouble. That whole thing might need to be blowed up.
And I don't see Anthony Richardson coming back after Danny Dimes balling like that.
I agree with you, Carson. They'll stick with Daniel Jones and run with him until they feel a change. But yeah, the Dolphins just didn't perform, and that's sad. Do you guys have any other surprise upset wins?
Hey, I liked what I saw out of the Raiders beating the Patriots. Pretty good.
Geno spinning the rock a little.
Yeah, I had him in my notes.
I also have the Vikings and Bears game last night. J.J. McCarthy didn't look too great until the fourth quarter. And then he was like, oh, I kind of want to win this football game now.
Yeah.
He went 13 for 20, 143 yards, 2 tuds, and he also carried the ball twice for 25 yards and a tud. It was a solid performance from the kid, but he really didn't turn it on until the fourth quarter. He was,
and you've got Caleb Williams who says, oh, I want to lose this game.
Right.
Yes. Me and Colt were actually texting back and forth. First drive, Bears looked good. Really good. I was like, oh gosh, the Bears can't be good, but they looked good the first drive. But just fell off after that.
My biggest surprise of the week, it wasn't really an upset, but the Bengals defense. Stepping up, my defensive rookie of the week is Demetrius Knight from South Carolina. He had 10 tackles, 8 solo tackles, led the team in tackles, so game caught right there. But I think it's the last time in, 10 years, as long as I can remember, the Bengals have never had a defense. So to win a game where Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, and Jamar Chase forgot to show up to win a game 17-16, you got to give it to the Bengals. And that's been their struggle, is winning those 1-point games, 2-point games. If they can do that, watch out.
Bengals games have always been high scoring, but their defense, trash. But I like their defense.
If Joe Burrow can click with Jamar Chase and they have that strong defense, watch out for Bengals. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to say this player, but it was my rookie player.
Gus.
Yeah, Emeka.
Rookie.
Yeah.
Caught 2 touchdowns, including a 25-yard game-winning score in the final minute of the game.
Solid for the kid.
So awesome for this guy.
If there is
He's
one
from Nigeria.
Yeah.
team, just one team that just makes me a little nervous, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They always play the Eagles tough. And that team knows how to win down there, and Baker Mayfield is a winner.
Agree to that.
Yeah. Yeah, they beat the Lions last year in regular season. Was that last year? Yeah, that's when we.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all ready yet, but y'all want to switch gears to college?
But we're already 20 minutes in.
That's what I'm saying.
Do you guys have anything else?
Do I need to give out my game ball now for the NFL or wait till the end? Okay, my game ball, we have not talked about this guy yet, but Aaron freaking Rodgers, 22 of 30, 244 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, MVP of the week, Aaron Rodgers.
Wow.
Beats his old team. He said, I ruined the Jets while I was there. I'm going to ruin them even more now.
Wow.
What a game.
Wow.
Aaron Rodgers, Steelers, watch out.
Aaron Rodgers is back?
It looks like he looked good. 4 touchdowns and a good celebration.
Can't beat it. I
We'll
respect it.
see about week 13 how he's feeling.
Can't beat an old guy in a skillet helmet. I tell you that. Can't beat him down.
All right, I'll give my game ball to, my heart says, to the entire Philadelphia Eagles organization. But the game ball goes to Josh Allen. That performance was incredible. He is a grown man.
I guess since you took Josh Allen, I'll have to go Dimes. I liked it for this week. Keep balling, kid.
My game ball is Justin Herbert. I thought he
Yeah,
did so good. I thought he did amazing against the Chiefs to go in there and dominate. I thought he did very well.
Yeah, there was somebody
Justin
who is your defensive monster of the week. I'll go first. Rookie Jahad Campbell with the Philadelphia Eagles, making plays, lots of solo tackles. His debut on Thursday night national televised game, I thought he had an amazing game. He's my defensive monster of the week.
Solid.
I'll stick with Demetrius Knight. 10 tackles first game in the NFL. Help the struggling Bengals defense. I'll take that all week, every week.
Solid. Cool.
Okay, let's move on to college, week 2. You guys pick what game you want to start off with because I know which one I want to start off with.
Go ahead and start off with the only game that really made a difference this week in rankings was Oklahoma, Michigan. They were the only ranked opponents to play this week. John Mater. The kid's bowling. 21 for 34, 270 yards, 1 tud, and then 19 carries for 74 yards and 2 tuds.
Not to mention, he's got 662 all-purpose yards. Leads the team in rushing.
The kid's balling
Can't
out
beat-
there.
Yeah, he stays healthy. He's in the Heisman conversation.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. John Mater. Didn't
And
see it coming? No.
not
John
only is
Mater.
he in the Heisman conversation, Oklahoma is in the conversation
Yeah.
to win the SEC.
Yeah. Agreed.
So Mater for Heisman.
Joe
There you
Mater
go.
Heisman.
Let's go. Not bad.
For your Heisman winners. Yeah. Yeah, those are awesome. Okay, so do you guys want to break down the Oklahoma game?
We can.
Not look good, but going to a SEC school, true freshman, hard to do.
Yeah.
Scary.
No matter who it is, where it is, how it is, it's tough
I
to do.
think, too, though, Michigan can open up the playbook a little bit on him. See what he can do.
Let him run.
Let him be the athlete that he is. Make
Agreed.
plays.
They were just nervous, like just getting him used to it. Like with JJ McCarthy, he stepped up in the 4th quarter. These kids are coming into these huge stadiums, all these eyes on them.
No real football player is ever nervous. Just go out there,
Agreed.
dominate, slap people's heads around.
Yeah, and it's not week 1 anymore. It's week 2. We got to start
Yeah.
winning football games. We can't be looking in the rear view, be like, okay, baby steps. No, we got to jump in the pool because it's
Yeah.
time to rock. It's week 2. We playing Oklahoma. Get your head on straight. Let's get this.
Let's talk about the upset. Do you guys remember a little South Florida game? I think, was it you that said that Florida was done? I can't
Colt
remember.
Call was not too impressed with Florida. DJ
Okay.
Lagway had to show
No.
then.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about, we just all assume Florida's just going to run over that cupcake school and look towards this gauntlet of
Oh.
SEC teams.
Oh, that's right.
But now they're in big trouble.
South Florida has played 2 games, 2 ranked opponents, and they're 2-0.
They're a
I'm
problem.
a little late to the party, but I'm going to jump on that band.
They-
I'll take
they
South
kicked-
Florida over Lane anytime.
Oh, actually, let's talk about that for a second. Tulane, my fighting wave, beat South Alabama 33-31. Guess what? Duke, you're next.
They played Michigan State both weeks.
Hey,
Okay, let's talk about
2-0.
the Michigan State game. That was an epic game. One of our
That
wide
was good.
receivers had an amazing catch. These kids are
Aiden
insane.
Childs showed up in that
We-
game.
It was a double overtime game, right?
Yeah.
Double
great
overtime.
game.
Boston College wasn't ranked. What?
Boston College always
Boston
plays.
College is going to compete.
It was a
Yeah.
great game, and for us to pull out a win, I was super impressed. Okay, quickly, let's go over. Florida State scored 77 points, but gave a field goal away. Ohio State scored 70, but with 0 on the opponent team. And there's one more that scored in the 70s.
Alabama. Wasn't it?
No, Tennessee scored 72.
At that point, you're like,
But I would love to give all these teams high fives, but they're playing elementary schools. Gamble Elementary School down the road. Back me up.
You're right.
We're not playing anybody.
Committee's looking at these games and these teams and these scores. You see a 7-0 up there. That's an impressive win.
Florida State played 4 quarterbacks. Every single one of them completed a pass.
yeah.
Honestly, I hate it for college football. It's an awful week, but the committee showed it doesn't matter if you play 12 elementary schools. If you're undefeated in the 12-team playoff, you're getting in, and that's all that matters. Obviously, you have to play your conference, but why not schedule those easy games? Because if you win and you're undefeated, you're in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah. Okay. So who's your Heisman for week 2?
I know Carson's going to say Toe Mater, so I'll let him take that. But I'm going to stick with Garrett Nussmeier. I think he'll be fine. Arch Manning made his way back a little bit, but I think Garrett Nussmeier's still at the top, and he'll stay there for a while. He's been through this conference for 2 years now, and I think the game just comes easy to him. Pre-snap reads, everything. He doesn't have to do too much, and not to mention the team he has with him.
Yeah, I agree with Garrett. I'll go John Mater. He was balling this week, but don't forget about Tommy. I can't forget about him.
He showed up.
Boys, what happened? The Heisman is still here.
Hey, it's week 2. We're just talking it out.
Heisman hopeful. I think he had a solid game against South Carolina State.
Did we talk about Clemson?
Go Troy. What a game.
That was a little
Troy elementary
nerve-wracking, a
school.
little worrisome, a little anxiety-inducing there. But thankfully,
13-0 at halftime. Everybody knows second half team, whatever. But at some point,
You're down 13.
you go back in the LSU game, and LSU's got 13 zip on you. You're not coming back at halftime, cuz.
no.
Garrett Nussmeier's running that game up.
With the new AP rankings coming out, Oklahoma is behind Clemson. I really think that's a little crazy. Michigan was ranked. They
Right.
beat a huge ranked opponent. Clemson barely came off with a win on an unranked opponent. Clemson's 12, Oklahoma's 13. To me, if you look at those stats of a team beating another ranked team, I think they should be a little bit higher, especially above Clemson.
I think they didn't fall because they showed grit. They showed that they wanted to win. To come back down 13 points in the fourth quarter, it's hard to do. It doesn't matter if you're playing whoever. It's hard to do. Okay, the Tigers will be fine, but it's going to be a tough week this week. They play Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech, and they're going to fight. They're going to be ready.
Oklahoma is going to be matchups against SEC teams.
Yeah.
I was going to run some of the highlighted games for this week coming up. First, I want to shout out Bill Belichick, getting his first dub. Congrats, kid. Welcome.
Bill, if you're seeing this, congratulations.
Yes,
He-
sir.
Watches this every week.
He beat Charlotte 20-3. Good job, Bill. Highlighted games for this coming week would be Georgia, Tennessee. Huge game.
Oh,
Good
give me
game. The Vols. I like the Vols. Clemson, Georgia Tech. Big game.
Yellow Jackets.
USF versus Miami. Big game.
Give me-
LSU, Florida. Let's see if Florida will bounce back. Probably not, but big game.
LSU.
USC, Vandy. Big game.
Great,
I
yeah.
mean, that's a big game right there. $200 getting in the door against Vandy.
Didn't they beat Alabama last year? Yeah. Ooh.
And I also want to throw in Tulane versus Duke. It's also a huge game. Come on, Wave. Keep fighting.
All game day will be there for sure.
Yes, sir. Wave, keep fighting.
Those are all great games.
My college football player of the week is Bakari Swan. 2 return punt for touchdowns, 2 returns, 107 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 37.5 yards per return this year with 3 return touchdowns in just 5 attempts. Pretty tough to beat. Maybe
Solid.
Bakari for Heisman.
You got anything else, bro?
That's all I got.
I
Go
was about to
Yellow
say, that's-
Jackets and go Gamecocks.
Yeah, that's all I got, too. Good Gamecocks. What y'all got?
That's it. Yeah.
That's all y'all got?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Penn State continue to dominate teams. I'm looking forward to how the Big Ten is going to really line up when it comes to playing these tough SEC teams. When we get Ohio State, when we get Penn State, top 2 ranked teams in the nation right now. It's going to be exciting, and we're going to really see which conference is going to come out and really shine. So I'm excited for those matchups to come down the road.
Okay, everyone, pull up your fantasy. Let's talk about that. Okay, I signed up for 3 fantasy teams, and I just want to point out I won 2 out of the 3. Colt did beat me. Colt scored, I don't know if score's the right terminology. His points is 136.66. Mine was 102.2. So, Colt, let's go over why you think you won. Lamar Jackson scored a lot.
I think my whole team scored a lot. I'm used to it. I'll win. I don't try to come in second. So I got a big matchup against Carson next week. It's big for him, but it'll be pretty easy. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Better wake up.
He has 7 points for the Ravens defense.
They gave up a lot.
That's just what happens. You give up, you don't get points for that.
Unfortunately, I had a lot of Lions players, and they were really asleep. I had David Montgomery, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Lions defense, Jake Bates, and
My fantasy regret of the week is starting A.J. Brown and sitting Marvin Harrison Jr. because Marvin Harrison Jr. showed out and A.J. Brown didn't. That was the difference. And like Carson said, even though I was very humble and I congratulated him, he basically said, I walked the dogs on you.
Sorry. Winners wins. You want to talk about that score? Or that's under the table now.
Hold on.
You go ahead. I don't have it out.
This real quick. When you say you didn't play a player, how can I choose?
No. That's why you got so many people on the bench so you can trade them in and out.
You can move them around.
I'm going to need a tutorial on this.
Wow.
All right.
3 leagues, boys. 3 fantasy.
Hey, by a long shot on my other ones. It was pretty. Okay.
I know I'm in 5 and I know Colt's in 6.
Listen, I clicked off of it. It was 127.8 to 93.6 or something. Yeah. It was a butt cutting. It was.
The dog.
Really?
Coming.
Oh,
with the cowgirls.
Okay, so it's you and I in our fantasy, and
Yes.
Colt and Carson next week. Ooh, that'll be super fun. And that's going to be a wrap for us today on this episode of Huddle Report. What a wild start to NFL season and the electric week 2 of college football. We've already seen some upsets with South Florida, some breakout stars, and some teams making early statements. Next week, we'll be back to break down NFL Week 2 and college football Week 3, so you won't want to miss it. Brian said, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a fellow football fan or any girl that loves Taylor Swift. It really helps us grow. And also follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook to join the conversation throughout the week. And jump on the bandwagon. In Colt, we trust.
Hashtag in Brian, we trust.
Thanks for hanging out with us today. Until next time, we are the Huddle Report. See you next week.